My phone started ringing, which was unusual unless something was wrong. Well, it was Jordan's stepmom, and are the boys okay? They were okay when I left. What do you mean, are they okay? Well, didn't you know your house is on fire?
911, what's the address of the emergency?
There's a fire on around 50. Come on, please.
Is everybody out of the house?
No! We're stuck in the house.
Where are you at inside the house?
Me and my little brother are in the bathroom. I don't know if
Is there any way you can get out?
No, I don't think so.
The only thing I knew, she did tell me that one of the kids had to jump out the window. I did not know that all four had to jump to get out of the house.
Is there any way you guys can get down?
I don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to have to jump out. It's a 2-story house. Please.
Well, I opened up the door and then the smoke hit me. Swallowing the smoke was just like swallowing water. You could not breathe at all.
The fire had spread so rapidly, the fire department was not able to go inside and fight the fire. The roof had collapsed actually all the way into the first floor. The people displaced by the fire were in a United Dairy Farmers convenience store across the street from the house that had burned.
And I walked in and just seen the kids, and poor little Matt was no clothes and completely covered in soot. I mean, you almost couldn't tell who he was.
And we focus on 3 things: shelter, clothing, and food.
You know, they gave them sweatsuits to put on and socks, dry socks, because there was snow on the ground. Their feet were wet. They helped me get my medicine, mine and my husband's medicines refilled.
People watch television, they see hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, fires, and they consider that as a disaster. A single family home, if it burns down, to that family, that's a disaster.
You hope you never have to utilize them, but thank God they're there.
The whole operation, I think nobody understands, except the Red Cross maybe, what a difficult situation responding to an emergency can be. You have thousands of people called and being organized and working together on a moment's notice. And amazingly, out of all that chaos, it happens. Wednesday night, the Baptist Kitchen wasn't even there. By Thursday morning, they were cooking food for 10,000 people.
When we drove in, it looked like a disaster. All of their possessions from their homes were sitting by the curb, waiting for the pickup.
One woman who, when she came in, she wasn't very responsive. And then one day, we got portable showers. She told us that it was the first shower she'd taken since the hurricane, so it'd been about a week and a half. And she was so happy, so thankful. And while we were waiting, she opened up and talked about how she was on the second floor of her house and she watched the water rise to the second floor, and she was waiting any minute for her house to collapse. And she got so scared telling us that story, like she was back in that moment.
We see a lot of the physical damage on the news, and that's what people think of, but there's a whole emotional side to this whole process as well.
And there was a gentleman on the other side of the street, and he was rolling up the street in one of those little motorized wheelchairs. And he looked over at me with this haunted look that I will never forget. So I got a meal and 2 bottles of water, and I took them across the street to him. And he said, "Thank you, and God bless you." And as he rolled up the street, he started crying, and the tears were rolling down his face. And they would be very surprised. They would look at the truck and say, it said Cincinnati, Ohio. They'd say, "Did you come all the way from Ohio here to help us?" And we'd say, "Yes, we drove 10 hours to get here." And they would be dumbfounded.
People say, "Why did you do this?" And the question is, if I don't do it, who will?
What amazed me the most was these people were so open to talking about their experiences. And I realized that I don't think it was as much of because it was me, the person I am, but because of the patch on my vest. People trust the Red Cross, and that was a great responsibility to feel, and it made all of us rise to the occasion and try and do what we could to contribute.
If you sit down and have a conversation with an individual or a family, break bread in a sense, we all want the same thing. Safe place to live, good job, and money to raise our family. And we cut through all that and provide physical and emotional support for families, sometimes in their greatest need and their greatest loss.